So thank you so much all for joining me in this lecture. This is going to be for paper second's lecture and most important topic. And this is about probability distributions. Probability distributions are very important to go through. Okay. And although being a student of this stream, being a student of statistics as well, because each and every researcher has to study statistics in his life. Okay, so ultimately this topic becomes very favorite for everyone because you have to go through from data analysis stages. Okay, so probability distributions are important. Probability is not that important as compared to probability distributions, because when we study probability distributions, when we take the name probability distributions, so basically we are talking about normal distributions only. Okay, because this is the only distribution which is widely used in a research tools and techniques. Okay, so in this video lecture, we shall talk about each and everything in detail. So first, I would like to ask a simple question. This is not difficult to answer. Just want to know that if anybody has gone through from this topic in their graduation or post graduation. Do you have ever come across with the topic of probability distributions while in your study of post graduation? Kindly reply in yes or no. Do you have ever heard the name probability distribution? Reply in yes or no. Do you have heard the name of probability distributions? Okay, now again one question. Do anyone know about this particular topic completely? Is anyone expert in this area? Today you shall become, because this is going to be very important, very easy. Understanding probability distributions are very easy. Let me tell you, in today's lecture, it shall be very clear to you. Okay, so now I'm going to share the screen. I understand, ma'am. Now, after half an hour from now onwards, you shall be expert in this field, and you shall be able to make a discussion with your fellow colleagues as well about this topic, because this is very important. Our hands are very clear with that. Okay, so this is about probability distribution. Let me share the screen. Let me open what I have made so that everything is visible to you, and then you are able to understand each and everything. Just taking 1 second of you. Okay. So now I hope you all would be able to see what I wish to show you. So this is about probability distributions. Probability distributions. Okay, let me tell you about in-depth detail and concept and subject matter of a probability distribution. What is this? Let me tell you. Just taking a very simple example. Okay, we have, suppose you are gone to a shop for purchasing a pair of shoes for you. Pair of shoes. Okay, you have gone to a shop for purchasing a pair of shoe for you. Okay, so if I'm saying you that how many number of how many numbers of boxes of shoes were there, how many number of boxes, you never count these, you never count, but your purpose is only to ask for a specific pair of shoes that can be anything of any size, like 6 inches, 5.5 inches, or anything like that. Okay, but you never count how many boxes are there in the in that specific shop. You never count these. Okay. And but if I ask you, you shall answer me probably 500, probably 400, probably 300. This is your experience. Basically this is your experience. Okay. So now I am going to make here a simple plot. Okay. I am writing here some sizes. Okay, some sizes. So here is I am writing 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, then 6 inches, 7 inches, then 8 inches. And here I'm writing about the frequency. I'm writing the frequency. I tell you what I'm going to do right now. If I tell you how many pair of shoes were there which had the size of 2 inches, normally what you shall answer? Can there be any shoes of 2 inches only? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Even if it exists, the probability will be very low. You shall tell maybe there are only maybe there can be only 2 pair of shoes. Okay. So if I tell you how many pair of shoes were there with the size of 3 inches, you shall tell me that yeah, these can be there because small childs may be having the size of 3 inches of their foot. Maybe these are 50 in total. Maybe these are there. And if I ask you how many pair of shoes were there with the size of 4 inches, you can tell that when you can easily, by just applying your mind, you can tell that when a child grows, then the size of his foot shoes increases, and maybe there are 4 inches pair of shoes in greater number than 3. Then you shall tell me maybe 100. Okay. If I ask you about 5, you shall tell me about 250 or 350, because in a shop usually what happens, that size of shoes are in abundance in comparison with all the other sizes. If I tell you 6, again you shall tell me maybe these are 100 or 150. And if I tell you about 7 inches, no one have that much big feet. Okay, then you shall tell me maybe only 50. If I tell you what about 8 inches, then you shall tell me only 2 or 3 or only 10. Okay, so now I have given you 2 items. The first was X and the second was frequency of their occurring. So now just plot these. Just plot this. If I am just plotting this, okay, if I am just plotting this, it gives me a distribution. It gives me a distribution of expected frequencies of an item, and this distribution is known as probability distribution. Now you would have understood this completely by now. Now just after completing this lecture, think about different things. If I'm asking you about cars, cars of 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, and so on, then you shall get to know 6 feet or 7 feet car are more in comparison with the other sizes. You can take any example. Okay, you can take any example. You can take examples of heights as well. Heights. If I'm asking you about the number of the people in your area which are having the height of 2 feet only, these will be of very low in numbers. If I'm asking you about 6 feet, these will be very high in numbers. Okay, and when you plot this, then you shall get this curve only. Okay, this curve only, and this curve is known as a probability distribution because you are telling probably only. So this is the complete distribution. So what I wish to teach you, only this, that if you plot the items on the x-axis and their expected frequencies on the y-axis, and when you plot these and if you get this kind of shape, then this is known as probability distribution. Okay, so now why the word probability has been attached with this? The only reason is there are some mathematical approaches, which are used to find their expected frequency. And these mathematical approaches are only three. This is known as normal distribution. The second one is binomial distribution, and third one is Poisson distribution. Poisson is used very rarely. Binomial is used very high in comparison with Poisson, and normal is used everywhere. Each and every one in your life, if you are a research scholar, if you have to go to for further research, you have to study normal distribution. And what we have got here, this is known as normal distribution, because normal distribution is the synonym name of a probability distribution. This was all about normal distribution. If you have understood this only one example, then your topic will be completely covered. Okay, and now only things is left is the different properties of normal distribution or probability distribution. Everything will be covered to you. None kind of a practical is has ever been asked in the examination. So now after clearing your concepts, I'm going to read this. A normal distribution is a continuous distributions which form normal equation, because this is solved with the normal equation. Normal equation is this. This is the formula for finding probability distribution or normal distribution. What I taught you, this was simple. Probability distribution has three mathematical approaches. The first one was normal distribution, then binomial, then Poisson. This is the formula for normal distribution. And if you see this carefully, then you get to know that standard deviation and mean has been used here. Okay, so probability distributions uses standard deviation and mean of the series, standard deviation and mean of what? Of the x items, of the number of different sizes of shoes. When you find their standard deviation, when you find their mean, you can easily find their expected frequencies. And when you shall plot this shall give you this kind of curve, and this is known as probability distribution or normal distribution. Everything is covered. So it says that it uses basically mean and standard deviation. Normal distribution basically uses mean and standard deviation. These are only two parameters for finding normal distribution. This formula you have to cram basically. Okay, don't solve any practical because its practicals are very huge. It may take 3 or 4 pages to solve a single practical from normal distribution, just applying this formula. Just cram this. Only two things are needed to be remembered: standard deviation and mean. Clearly written here. Mean and standard deviation are only two parameters of normal distribution. Then, when the distribution constructed the above equation known as normal probability distribution, that gives set of theoretical frequencies whose total area is always equal to 1, because its area is always considered to be 1. The area under this all is taken to be 1. Okay. So the next is, so this is just an example of that. Okay, we shall talk about this afterwards. First of all, we have to take about the history of this. This was given by Abraham de Moivre. He was English mathematician, given in 1733. Later, it was used extensively, natural and social sciences. Now, can you believe a man who has given the formula in 1733, still this is being used? Still this is, so that is the relevance and importance of probability distributions. You know how the weather is forecasted on the basis of a probability distribution. You know how when you ask your cell phone, okay, what shall be the weather of tomorrow, whether there shall be rain, whether there shall be winds, whether there shall be anything, and immediately answers you. How this happens? This happens only on the basis of probability distributions, because there have been sitting some of the very great statisticians, okay, and they are regularly performing their job by forming the different probability distribution equations, and on the basis of this they can easily predict about the future weather. Okay, so this is the relevance of a probability distribution. Each and every researcher has to study this. So now credit goes to this man. Then this has been used by a number of persons widely. Laplace has been given, then Carl Friedrich Gauss is there. In this items, he described the theory of accidental errors measurement using heavenly bodies like the galaxies. Okay, so that study was done, and even doing this study, this research, normal distribution was used. So this is the relevance of a probability distribution. So this is also known as Gaussian theory, because it has been, because honor was given to great mathematician Professor Gauss. Then the only things we have to go through from the properties are the properties of normal distributions. Okay, so this is it is always a symmetrical and gives bell-shaped curve. Okay, when you plot a probability distribution or normal distribution, it always gives you bell-shaped curve. You can see the shape of this line. This is giving a bell. Okay, so this always gives you bell-shaped curve. The second is, this is always unimodal. You have already gone through from the concept of a central tendency, and I regular and my best student, and you see my videos, recorded lectures for number of times, in which I have taught you about mean, median, and mode. Mode, I told you that the item which has a highest frequency than anything, this is known as mode. In case of normal curve, mode is only 1, and this lies here. This is why it is said that normal curve is always unimodal. Since there is only one point in the curve which has maximum frequency, so this is the unimodal. So what we studied, normal curve or probability distribution is bell-shaped. Secondly, this is unimodal. Third, mean, median, mode are same for normal distribution. At this point, frequencies are huge. At this point, you plot, when you plot, now you don't have to see any book. Okay, don't start reading your statistics book from undergraduation and post-graduation classes. Just take actual examples. Take example of cars, take example of heights, take example of weights. If I'm asking you, tell me how many number of persons are there having the weight of only 5 kgs. You can tell me only 2 or 3. And if your state or your area contains number of children who are newly born, then you can 10, at least 10 or 12, and they can be not more than this. But if I ask you how many people are there having the weight of 60 kgs, you can tell me there may be 500. Okay, and that 500 frequency shall lie here. Okay, and when you plot this all, that shall give you bell-shaped curve, that shall be unimodal, that shall have mean, median, and mode same, and this lies here. The highest frequency is mean, median, mode. Mean is equal to median is equal to mod. This is how you should achieve your target. Then maximum ordinates occur at center. Maximum ordinate, again, the maximum point of frequency is at center. Okay, so this is the centrality, a straight line representing the centrality. Maximum ordinate occurs at center. That means maximum level of a frequency. This is a midpoint. Then this is always asymptotic to x-axis. Asymptotic. That means it reaches like this. It starts from this very close to x-axis. It goes above, then it declines, and it again starts stretching, but it never touches x-axis. It never touches x-axis. This is why it is said this is asymptotic. Why this is so? Let me tell you the clear reason, which you shall never be able to find in any, even your under and post graduation book. The only reason is it's always possible that even a smaller item can have at least very few frequency. If I'm telling you, is there any shoe of size of 2 inches only? It's not possible that it cannot be there completely. Complete absence is not there. Even at least one pair of shoes can be there. If not in a single shop, it can be lying in other shop as well. But it's not possible that the items of X does not exist at all, and it cannot be zero. Okay, so this is why it never touches the x-axis. It flattens, it stretches, it can stretch more like that. It can stretch more, it can stretch more. It can become horizontal, okay, but it can never touch x-axis. So this is why it is said that this is asymptotic to x-axis. Then the height of the curve declines symmetrically. It declines symmetrically. So this is a complete symmetry. This is a complete, so it is rising symmetrically and it is declining symmetrically. It's not behaving like that. It's not doing like that. It's not doing like that. Okay. It's first of all, it is rising symmetrically, then it is declining symmetrically. And this happens only for with the value. The only reason for this is, I'm telling you the reason of properties as well. The reason is the only two parameters are being used. This is mean and standard deviation. And they always allow the symmetry to be held. So this is why it is said they go above and they decline very symmetrically. The next one is the point of influx occur at +1 or -1 standard deviation. Okay, so this is, now I have to show you this. Okay, do you remember I showed you this picture and I told you that we shall talk about this later? Okay, do you remember? So this is the thing. Mean is there, median is there, mod is there, and all the items are represented by, all the difference is represented by plus or -1 standard deviation from mean. So if I am going to the left hand side, that means the difference is from mean is -1 standard deviation. If I go further, the difference shall increase, it shall become -2 standard deviation. If I go further, the difference shall increase, that shall become -3 standard deviation. And from what? From mean. So if I go right hand side, this difference is +1 standard deviation. If I go more further, this is the difference of a +2 standard deviation. If I go more further, then this is the difference of a +3 standard deviation. From what? From mean. And this specifies you what area this covers along with mean. So -1 standard deviation and +1 standard deviation from mean covers that many area of frequencies. But what's my meaning of saying? My meaning of saying is 68% of the total frequencies lies within -1 and +1 standard deviation from mean. In the same way, 95% of the total frequencies lies between -2 and +2 standard deviation from mean. In the same way, 99% of the total frequencies lie between -3 standard deviation and +3 standard deviation from mean. So in this way, you have to understand this. Okay. So now again, we are going to move this. This, I think I have already explained you. The point of influx occurs at +1 standard deviation. If you go further, +- standard deviation, -1 standard deviation, it shall give you some area. Then -2 standard deviation, it shall give you another area. So these areas are known as point of influx. So this was very simple. if I'm reading, this is very simple. I think you have understood this still. I'm going to read this. Normal curve changes its direction from convex to concave at a point recognized at point of influx. We draw perpendiculars from these 2 points of influx of curves on a horizontal axis. These two will touch x-axis at a distance 1 standard deviation unit above or below the mean. That is simply saying that when you are plotting this, okay, on a horizontal axis, there shall be points, whatever the points you want to go through, these shall be at 1 - 1 standard deviation or +1 standard deviation. So this is all about point of influx. Then percentage, I think I have already explained you. Total percentage of area of the normal within the 2 points is fixed. This is always fixed. Okay, so this means -1 standard deviation covers that much area, +1 standard deviation from mean cover that much area. This is already fixed. This is the reason why there is a Z table attached at the end of your notebook. This table is also known as normal distribution curve table, which gives you about information about this area, and this information is always fixed. This is why we say that -1 and +1 covers 68%. Then -2 standard deviation +2 standard deviation from mean covers 95% area. -3 standard deviation +3 standard deviation from mean covers 99% area. How we get this information? We get this information from Z table. Okay, this is why the property says that the area is always fixed, and that is given in a table. The next is, this is a very smooth curve. This is not histogram. Okay, this is a smooth curve, moderately peaked. Peaked you have already studied when you learned about kurtosis from me. I told you about leptokurtic, platokurtic, and mesokurtic. It is said that normal distribution curve is moderately peaked. Okay, so this is said about normal distribution curve. This is a very smooth curve. It's not that it shall be very rigid like that. It's not that. It's a very smooth curve like that. The next is, this curve is bilateral. What does bilateral mean? This is a very important property. Let me tell you. Okay, what does bilateral mean? I would like to teach you from this image. Okay, bilateral means, let me draw this again. Okay, so this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Y-axis, there are frequencies, there are items, and we have already generated this curve. This is a normal distribution curve. Okay, at the central point, this is a centrality, and mean, median, mode are equal in these phases. Now, what does bilateral means? Bilateral means normal distribution curve have 2 sides. This is left side, this is the right side. Left side, right side. Left side covers 50% area, the right side also covers 50% area. This is why it is said that normal curve is always bilateral curve. Okay, so this is the definition, or this is the description of curve. So now we have to move further. This curve is found on the basis of a mathematical model. Model you have already gone through. I showed you the formula for solving this equation. Okay, I hope you would have understood this. You have to cram that formula. So this was simple property. This is saying that you can find normal curve by using mathematical model in behavioral sciences. Then greater the percentage of cases at the middle of the distribution. Okay, this is saying that in the middle frequencies are most. In the middle frequencies are most. I told you there is size 6, there is size 5, there is size 7. All these sizes will have greater frequencies. This is why it is said that greater percentage of cases at the middle of the distribution is there. So this is I think this was the last property. You would have understood this completely. Don't go for their practicals. And now I genuinely believe that if you would have heard me very clear manner, then everything would be okay for you. Everything would be fine for you. You have to cram these values as well. These have been asked for at least 2 or 3 times. The question is asked, how much area one standard deviation cover from mean? Okay, it can be tricky. Like how much area -1 standard deviation covers. This covers same as +1 standard deviation. Okay, so in this way, you have to learn this all. And as usual, never miss my first slide. Even you can pause the video and you can again see this again and again so that each and everything is clear to you. Now your mind should be very clear with the concept of probability or normal distribution. Probability nor distribution is the synonym name of normal distribution. Very simple to understand. So in this way, I have completely explained you about the concept of a probability distribution or normal distribution. If the next class is taken, we shall inform you regarding that within 5 minutes. Otherwise, each and everything is already cleared. And if you have gone through from normal distribution, Poison do not need to go through that much. Still, we are going to provide you because you have to understand. You have to cram its formula. And I think 2 or 3 properties that would be sufficient. Same is the case for binomial as well. If the lecture is taken, we shall inform you within 5 minutes. Otherwise, the lecture is over for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this lecture. This is Gurpal Singh from Gursar Education.